Thanks for clicking. My name is Mark Mitchell. I'm a mortgage broker here in London, Ontario. London's real estate market had another record month in January to start the year this year, as the average price of a home shot up to nearly $800,000. With the Bank of Canada set to raise rates anytime soon, most onlookers are thinking it's going to be March, and with Parliament now open and the Trudeau government set to introduce new rules on real estate investors, buyers flooded into London's real estate market in January, driving that price up. So what I want to do today is go over the data from January, compare it with December, and then go over what to look for next, as I think that we're going to see some big changes in the real estate market over the coming year, over the coming 18 months. And RBC has just released a report predicting a lot of those changes. We will have more updates out next week as we're set to get the data for the rest of the Canadian real estate market. If you want to get those updates, make sure you click like and subscribe. But for now, let's get into January's data. So while in December of 2021, we were talking about record prices as the average price of a home in London hit almost $695,000. A new record was hit this month as the average sale price of a home in London went for $773,593. That's an 11.3% increase in 1 month. We've been hearing from real estate agents across London that there's been far more buyers than there have been sellers, and the data is definitely bearing that out. When we look at the median price of a home in London, median being where half of the homes that were sold for this price were over this price, and half of the homes were sold for under that price, the median price in December was $655,000. And that number shot up huge in January up to $753,000. That is an almost 15% increase in 1 month. Unheard of numbers in the Forest City for sure. Speaking of unheard numbers, the sales to list price ratio, that's the amount over asking that a home sells for. So if a home sells for $110,000 and it was listed at $100,000, the sales to list price ratio would be 110. We thought the number was huge in December, and it was, as the sales to list price ratio was 115.2. But in January, that shot up to 121.5. So, on average, the average home in London went for over 20% over asking price. That's a massive increase in just over a month. That's even more borne out when we look at how long homes sat on the market. The median days on market in December, the median days meaning half as many homes sat for longer than this and half as many sold sat for shorter than this. The median days on market in December was 8 days. So most homes sat for around 8 days. That number shrunk in January down to 6 days. So half as many homes sold after 6 days and half as many homes sold under 6 days. Homes aren't sitting for very long, and they're going for well over 20% over asking, bumping our average sale price over 10% and our median sale price over 15%. For the Forest City, for any lifelong Londoner, this is just unheard of. And according to a new report by RBC, it doesn't look like it's going to be getting better anytime soon, although there is some hope. The new report issued by RBC says that Canada's real estate market is probably going to continue on over the next few months, but will start to subside as these interest rate hikes come into play. The Bank of Canada, as we talked about, is set to raise interest rates in March, and many are saying that that is a big reason for the major spike in real estate prices that we're seeing right now. With interest rates set to rise over the next coming months, over the next coming year and a half, 2 years, many buyers are trying to rush into the market as fast as they can and take advantage of the still relatively low interest rates. Interest rates right now on a 5-year fix, depending on income, credit, etc., are still right now around 2.5, which is excellent. It's not as great as it was a year ago, but still an excellent interest rate. So buyers are trying to take advantage of that and get that home locked in before these interest rates inevitably go up. The report by RBC says that interest rates are going to go up by 150 basis points over the next year and a half. So that 2.5% could become 4%, 4.5% within the next 18 months. And that's very well enticing a lot of home buyers to rush into that market, rush in to get locked in before the cost of borrowing shoots right up. Parliament has also reopened. With that, the Trudeau government has promised that they are going to be curbing investor behavior. They're going to put new limits on down payment requirements, and they're going to increase qualification standards. For that reason, we also see real estate investors trying to jump into the market as soon as they can as well. So I think that has a lot to do with the activity that we've seen here in January. And given that rate hikes aren't set to start until March, I would assume that we could expect to see very much the same in February. But for first-time home buyers out there, this RBC report that we talked about, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. They are predicting that we're only going to see a overall, when we look back in December, when we look back next January, when we look at all of 2022, RBC is predicting that the market is going to slow down so much that we're only going to see about a 6% increase in Canada's overall home prices. London is definitely a special case due to our proximity to Toronto, so we can't take that as specific to London. But it is there does seem to be some light at the end of the tunnel for first-time home buyers, as these interest rate hikes that are coming will probably at least put somewhat of a slowdown on our market, especially when you consider that in conjunction with the new rules coming down from Parliament. We will definitely have updates on the London market as they come out, and as Canada's real estate market as they come out, and we will always have our monthly update on London's real estate market. If you want to get those updates, make sure you click like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching.